Welcome back. We're now getting some breaking news. This one's coming in from Karnataka, where the discourse on Tipu Sultan is once again back. Now, Bengaluru court has restrained the sale of books on Tipu Sultan, stating that this would lead to a breach of communal peace and harmony. So that is what has been mentioned by the court. This was a suit that was filed by former chairperson of District Waqf Board Committee, Raifullah BS, claiming that the book contains false information. Civil and Session Court in Bengaluru then restrained the distribution and selling of the book, which is called Tipu's Real Dreams. So this is what is the bone of contention. This was written, in fact, by Addanda C Cariappa, and now we are told that the Bengaluru court has in fact stopped the selling of this book. Let me take this across to Harish. Harish, just take us through all that is happening when it comes to the controversy brewing around this book on Tipu Sultan.
This is a book written by Addanda C Cariappa, someone seen as a writer who tilts towards the right in his ideology and someone who's openly against Tipu Sultan. And the book talks about Tipu's legacy. It's called Tipu Nija Kanasugalu. And the book talks about Tipu's atrocities. It also allegedly talks about the kind of dreams that he had in terms of converting the state into something very specific that he wanted, change the fabric of the society. These are the things that the book talks about. And the writer himself says that the intent of this book is to ensure that people get to know what he terms as the real vision and works of Tipu, and not something that's widely known across India and other places in the world. And this book was released by BJP MP Pratap Singh and others just a few days back. And now with a petition reaching the Karnataka High Court saying that the aspects of this book is not backed by any research, but it's more of one person's or an individual's inference of whatever has happened during Tipu's time. The court also has said that this could lead to communal harmony being disrupted. And that's one of the main reasons now that the sale and distribution of this book has been stopped for the time being.
Harish, what are the voices that were heard by the court before giving in this decision, considering the claims are that it's not backed by enough evidences? However, what is it that the writer of the book really is saying? Mr. Cariappa, in this case, what is it that has been his argument?
Well, Mr. Cariappa is yet to submit his argument to the Karnataka High Court. This is likely to happen in the coming few days. But at least the petitioner, prima facie, has convinced the court that the book itself doesn't talk about how it is backing some of the claims made in the book or giving references on where these aspects were mentioned, whether it's backed by research or books that were published back in those days, and references to those books were not given. And so he believes that this was one person's opinion or inference of what had happened. So it's not backed by research. So it should be given an injunction order for sale and distribution. The court seems to have agreed prima facie. Now, perhaps there will be a lengthy argument from the side of the writer on how he wrote these aspects or these opinions and whether they were backed by any research.
Right, Harish. Thank you so much. Let me take this across to Mr. S. Prakash of the BJP, who is also now joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Prakash, now that the sale of this book, which is called The Dreams of Tipu Sultan, has been stopped by the Bengaluru court, by the Karnataka High Court, how do you respond to it, considering the claims of, breach of communal harmony and peace has been something that the court has, went ahead and upheld?
The supporters of Tipu Sultan and the followers of Tipu Sultan are using judiciary route to curb the freedom of speech and to present the true face of the Tipu Sultan. The publisher and the author will approach the court and put forward their argument and ensure that stay is vacated.
Mr. Prakash, BJP and let's say the Congress party, when it comes to the state of Karnataka, has been, or even the AIMIM for that matter, when it comes to Tipu Sultan specifically, has always been at loggerheads. Now, considering BJP is wholly and solely backing this particular book that's become a bone of contention, it's safe to say that it's not really putting Tipu Sultan in that good light. And that's why this entire push to go ahead and, allow the sale of the book. However, now that it's been stopped by the court, that needs to be left to the judiciary to actually take it forward.
I said the same thing. The author and the publisher would approach the court to get the stay is vacated. Glorifying Tipu Sultan also creates communal fissures, disharmony, as they claim that this book, if the book is released, it will create communal tension in Karnataka. Either way, we can argue upon. Ultimately, now the matter is in the court. Let them take the case.
And one last question that I'd like to ask you, Mr. Prakash, the fact that the plaintiff in this case had mentioned that this book was an account of self-interpretation of the author, in this case, Mr. Cariappa. Would you like to respond to those allegations as well?
No, the author has made extensive research on the subject and they have written the book. And it is his honors will be on him, on the author to justify the claim he has made and whatever he has written, that he will be doing it so in the court of law. Okay. Let the court decide about it.
All right, Mr. Prakash, thank you so much for joining us. So essentially that has